Hi, in this video we are going to see how to create a vested airdrop campaign using Sablier. So if this video is specifically for a vested airdrop campaign, if you want to create an instance airdrop campaign, there's another video which you can find on our YouTube channel or in our documentation where you will be able to find figure out how to create an instance airdrop campaign. So in this video, we are going to specifically look into a vested airdrop campaign, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm on the Sablier interface. That's already done, which is app.sablier.com. I'm going to connect my wallet. As you can see, I'm on Sablier, a testnet, for the sake of this video. I'm going to connect my wallet here, and I'm going to head over to airdrops. And then here, I'm going to click on create airdrop, and we are going to select the shape of the airdrop curve we're looking for. Now, as you can see, there are multiple ones. By the time you watch this video, there may be new ones as well. This really differs across time. But if, for the sake of this video, I will go with linear, which is the easiest one and the most popular one in general. But as you can see, you can have a cliff, you can have an unlock at the beginning and then linear. You can do it step by step. You can do it, with an initial unlock and a cliff and linear, or as I said earlier, you can go with an instant airdrop, which is a bit of a different mechanic, simply because there's no vesting in that case. And so when recipients claim, they receive the funds directly, as opposed to claiming a stream in which the funds are vested, like it is in our case. So once you've done so here, once you've selected your curve, you can scroll down and choose a token. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to use DAI, but feel free to search for another token. As you can see here, you can search for the name, the symbol, or the token address of the token you're looking to stream. And very importantly, if you want to add a token, you can click here on list yours, and this will lead you to our GitHub repository where you can get your token listed on our UI. However, note that this doesn't matter. A token listing isn't necessary for it to be able to be used on the Sablier interface. You can just paste in the address, even if it's not listed here, and add it manually. So any token can be streamed using Sablier. And so, yeah, whether it's listed or not is not a problem. It's just a better user experience, I guess. Okay, so let me go with DAI. We can name this campaign make airdrops great again. And then we can set a claim window. Okay, so the claim window is very important. When you launch your airdrop, this claim window will act as the window of time during which people can claim the airdrop. When that window ends, people can no longer claim the airdrop, and you can take back the funds which haven't been claimed. So any funds left over after the claiming window ends go back to you. If you don't put a claim window, effectively, even if there are unclaimed funds after like 5 years still left over in the airdrop contract, you will not be able to get them out. So unless you have a very specific reason to want that, I would strongly advise you to put a claim window, even a very long one, just so you don't burn funds, essentially. Burn unclaimed funds. So I'm going to take a 1 year claim window. And as you can see, it's very easy here. You can just select the suggested times here. and then click on confirm date. Okay, so importantly, this is not the vesting time. This is the time until when people can claim. When they claim, the vesting starts. So it's a very different mechanic. Okay. Now we can select cancelability and transferability. Now this is a very important setting. These are very important settings as well. So cancelability refers to the ability to cancel a stream. And in this case, it's an individual stream. So let's say Bob has claimed your airdrop, and so he claimed a vesting stream. Because when he claims a vesting stream, the funds are vested over in that stream, and then Bob withdraws funds from that stream. That's the whole process. And let's say you made a mistake and you need to change Bob's stream, or Bob is actually not eligible and he shouldn't have received the funds, or whatever other reason you may have to seek to either stop or modify the stream. What you can do is cancel it. And what canceling a stream does is it stops the stream, and all the funds which haven't yet been vested over at that specific time are returned over to you. Any funds which have already been vested, of course, are already in Bob's control, and so they remain in Bob's control. And then you have, so that's cancelability. And you can make this uncancelable, in which case your stream is uncancelable, and there's no way to stop the stream or modify it. So Bob is guaranteed to receive the funds. And if Bob, for example, loses access to his wallet, there's no way to fix that situation. So cancelability is quite an important setting. You may want to leave it as cancelable. Some people prefer the immutability that uncancelability offers. But keep in mind that, for example, again, if one of your recipients loses access to their wallet, there's basically nothing you can do, because we at Sablier have no control over the protocol. The protocol is completely immutable. We strongly believe in decentralization. And so this is really in your hands here. We have literally no ability to help. Okay, and then we have transferability. Now, transferability refers to the ability to send the stream as the recipient to another address. So let's assume Bob received the stream, so he claimed it, and underneath, every stream is represented by an NFT. That NFT is owned by the recipients. Whoever owns the NFT is the recipient of the stream. So the stream really is inside this NFT, and you can transfer the NFT, assuming it was set as transferable by the sender. And in this case, you are the sender. So if you leave that as transferable, so if you put transferability on, the sender can, the recipient can transfer the stream if they want to someone else, for example, or for example, sell it on an NFT marketplace like OpenSea, for example. So if you want to avoid that type of secondary market trading, or just transfers to other wallets in general, you can turn this off. In which case, the streams are not transferable, and the recipient cannot sell them, or borrow against them, for example, in an NFT lending protocol. Okay, so that's for cancelability, transferability. Those are very important settings. Make sure to get these right. Okay. Finally, we have the vesting start date and the vesting end date. Now, importantly, there is a magical button here called duration. And when you click on duration, as you can see, there's a duration which starts. Okay. So the difference here is this is fixed dates. So let's say Bob claims, so let's say for example I put January 1st here. Let me go to here, up. And let's say I put December 31st. Okay, so this stream is starting. So every claimed stream will start on January 1st and end on December 31st, no matter when the recipient claims. So if the recipient claims on December 31st, 2024, so right before the vesting starts, it starts on January 1st at this time. But if the recipient claims on January 2nd, 2025, so after the vesting start date, it will still start on January 1st, 2025. And it will back calculate essentially how much should be directly unlocked starting from that date. So it will basically simulate as if the stream had started on that date. And essentially, for example, if Bob claims on January 3rd, all the funds that should have been vested on January 1st and January 2nd will have been vested already. So it's irrespective of when the recipient claims, is my point. Now, if you want it to be based on when the recipient claims and you want to have a fixed duration no matter when they claim, well, in that case, you can click on duration. In which case, for example, here you can say, I want 1 year. And if Bob claims on January 1st, the stream will last 1 year starting from January 1st. But if Bob claims on January 3rd, the stream will last 1 year starting January 3rd. So this is a very important distinction. And yeah, just make sure you are setting things up the way you want here, as it will play obviously a big role. For the sake of this video, I will go with the January 1st, December 31st timeline. Again, this is just like an example, you do you. But yeah, just keep in mind that this is quite important. Okay, now we can click on continue here. And now comes the time of the CSV file. Okay, so the way airdrops work in Sablier is we do not allow you to manually enter the data, simply because if you're doing an airdrop, usually you will have hundreds, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions even of recipients. So it kind of makes no sense to like manually enter it in the interface, and so we allow you to upload it via a CSV file. Now there is a specific template for that CSV file, and you can find it here by clicking here on templates, and then you can download the template here. Great. So I'm going to download it in, where am I going to download it? That's a very good question. Let's download it here, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to open it with Excel for ease of use, and hopefully, perfect, this works. Now, weirdly enough, here it's not, no, it's actually not working. It's not working because maybe numbers will work. No, thank you. Perfect, here we go. For some reason, Excel didn't work. I don't know why. Anyway, point being, we have our table here, and as you can see, there is one address column and then one column with the amounts. That's it, nothing more. And again, what this means is you cannot adapt the duration of each stream manually for each airdrop recipient. You can only put in the address, the amount, and the date will be always the same. And so yeah, you just put in the addresses here of all the eligible recipients. You put in their respective amounts, and you're good to go. Now, as you can see here, this is not a valid address, so you should delete this. And what you're left over here is simply the eligible amounts. As you can see, you can put in decimals. That's not an issue. And importantly, this is with decimals included. So, for example, if you're a programmer, you may think that you need to put in, like, for example, the amount and then like 18 decimals, because usually ERC20 tokens have like 18 decimals or 6 for USDC. In this case, no. So if you want to stream 18 USDC, you will put in 18. Oops. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oops, we're getting there. Okay. You will put in 18, not 18, whatever it would be, 18 million or whatever it would be. Anyway, so here we're good and we can save this. Now, very important is that these spreadsheet softwares will sometimes do some weird formatting, which is very, very annoying when it comes to those files. And again, like, the formatting here is very important, and so you may want to check. So I'm going to delete this. Oops. You may want to check with an app like Text Edits and check that they didn't do any weird formatting. Now, in this case, I simply didn't save any of the changes I did in numbers, so it didn't change the file at all. But you really want to make sure that it's still in this format of just address, comma, amount, and that's it, nothing else. Once you've done so, you can click here on Save, and then, oh wait, apparently actually it's cancelled what I put in. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, make airdrops include again. We're getting there. Let's do 1 year. It doesn't matter. Let's do start dates. Hop. End dates. Hop, and we're good to go. Perfect. And then we can click here on Finder and simply, oops, that didn't work actually, sorry. Import file and go here on, I think it got here, up, airdrops, there we go. Perfect. And then we can click here on parse data. So what is this going to do is the interface is going to digest your spreadsheet and going to check whether everything is all right with it, and then you're good to go. If there is an issue, it will tell you, and then you can check here whether everything is correct. And as you can see, each address, amount, and you're good to go. Finally move on to the next stage, which is actually creating the airdrop. So we can click here on continue, and then we can deploy the airdrop contract. Now, importantly, deploying the airdrop contract and funding it are two separate actions. And so the great thing about that is you can say, okay, I'm going to create the airdrop setup today, and only fund it when I want to actually launch the token, so that I don't need to fund it directly, essentially. So those are two separate steps, and so you can plan an airdrop in the future. You don't need to directly fund it. Okay, and importantly, as soon as you fund the airdrop campaign, as soon as it's totally funded, the airdrop starts. So you just keep that in mind. So now we can click here on continue and we can fund it. So I'm going to deposit all the necessary DAI, click on confirm. And in a minute or so, it should be confirmed. Hopefully, I'm praying to the gods of Sablier. And there we go, perfect. And then we can click here on continue, and then you have additional settings. So these additional settings can be found here. But first, as you can see, this is your campaign page. This is the URL you would send over to your recipients. So you just copy this link, you send it over to your recipients, they head over here, they click here on check eligibility, and they're good to go. Again, we have a tutorial for this in our documentation where yours truly explains how to claim an airdrop. So this is very easy to do. Okay. As you can see, you have all the details here, and then when people claim, you will have a history here. As you may know, you can build a custom claiming interface on top of our contracts. You don't need to use this interface. That's not an issue at all. Okay, so then we can click here on manage. And we can first view all the streams that were created through this specific campaign. We can download a tree of all the recipients' data. So if, for example, one of your recipients wants to know if they are eligible quickly, if they have multiple addresses, for example, they can just download this here and then search, search for the address in the file and see if they're eligible, which allows you to very quickly see if you have multiple addresses, if you're eligible. And finally, we have the advanced details. So you can geo-block certain countries. For example, if you don't want Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un to claim, you can simply block it here, and that will geo-block North Korea. You can also add a link here to eligibility criteria. Again, whatever, that doesn't really matter. And then you can hide the campaign from our interface. So let's say you haven't really launched it yet, you don't want people to know, you can hide it. In which case it will still be on our website, but they would need to have access to the specific URL to get there. And click here on sign and save changes, and we should be good to go. And there we go. The airdrop is created. It's funded actually, and yeah, everything is done. You're good. Everything is created. As you can see here, the link was just created, the eligibility criteria, yeah, that's how simple it is. Let us know if you have any questions. Happy to help out, either in the comments or in Discord or on Twitter. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.